It feels like you're going through a massive breakthrough, like something's being brought to the light that you weren't necessarily seeing. Okay, so like I think that there was something that's been within you that's been almost like lingering in the subconscious part of your being, and it's almost like you could barely see this truth. You could barely see what you were meant to be seeing, and it's like almost something's coming to the surface in a way where it's like this snap sudden awareness of something. And it feels like this has been able to be illuminated because of the space you've created in yourself to feel safe enough for parts of your being, parts of your subconscious to surface. So I feel like you might be moving out of a state of survival mode. Like maybe you're in a new environment, or like you've just done a lot of healing to the point that like you're really coming to a space of like more inner peace. And sometimes when that happens, past things resurface that you might not have been able to acknowledge when you were in survival mode. So it feels like this is coming to light because of you transitioning out of this period of focused on survival. So I feel like you're becoming more in tune with like your heart space as well. So I think this is also why it could be coming up. But it's like this truth, this awareness is going to free you from something. Like there could have been something that you've been like tied to or felt chained to for a long time. Maybe it was like a certain belief or like thought pattern that you just kept looping on because you couldn't see, or you didn't have the necessary information to like understand it. But maybe there was something that happened or something within you that triggered this awareness on it, and now it's like you've freed yourself from something, or something freed you from this thought pattern that you've been looping on. It was like you weren't aware of something, but now you are. And now that you are, it's like you're transitioning into a brand new like path or timeline because you have the necessary understanding, which is changing everything for you. So it's like you're no longer attached to this thought pattern or loop in a way where it's like not knowing. You know, we're not meant to know everything, but there's like a certain level of knowing that you have now that's allowing you to break free from that past timeline where you didn't know. So it's almost like you were aimlessly going on this path, not knowing the truth. Now you know the truth, so you feel more confident to move forward on this new path. You know what I mean? The path that you really truly do feel aligned to. So with this connecting to your heart space, it's like you're no longer letting the outside tempt you into falling off of this new understanding. So it's like you have this understanding now you're following through with it. You're listening to your heart now. You're not listening to outside noise. You're not listening to anything other than you right now. Like you're trusting in your heart more than ever. So this could be something where you've had to really face a big fear when it comes to this. Like maybe when you had this awareness, it brought up fear. So you could be going through a period of like purging out this fear, purging out that whole timeline basically where you didn't know. So it just feels like everything you once knew looks completely different because of what you know now. So you're almost looking back at this past timeline as like you were living almost in an illusion because you weren't seeing the truth the whole time. But now that you do, it's like you're like awakening. You're on a new path that's, your eyes are open, which is making it easier for you to trust your heart. Maybe you were having a hard time trusting your heart because you didn't know. So now it's like I feel like everything's amplifying within you. Your creativity, your sense of purpose, your sense of direction, and your sense of belief is being restored, or it's being like amplified because of this new information. So now it's like you're able to trust yourself deeper because you know. It was almost like you were doubting yourself, even though you might have known internally what you know now, but you didn't have like proof of this. Now you have the proof. Now you can trust. Wow, so it was almost like you needed a form of evidence in order to trust, but that whole time was there to teach you, regardless, to trust yourself. So now I feel like you're at this point where you know the information, so now you're realizing like, wow, even though I had doubts within myself, it was like a part of you deep down trusted in your feelings. So now it's like you're being shown how accurate your intuition was this whole time. So now it's like you have this insane trust within yourself because you're like, wow, I was right the whole time. Damn. Now you're surrendering to this. You're releasing that old timeline. You're surrendering to what you know, which is helping you connect to yourself on a deeper level than before. So it's like a lot of healing going on right now around that past timeline, releasing it though. Because now this is new energy. And eternal love. So you're stepping into a very aligned timeline right now, filled with fulfillment, happiness, and truth. So it might take a while for you to really adjust to this new energy because you are finally seeing the truth. But just know that the more you connect to this space, the more the things externally will start to align to this because your energy is now reflecting that. You're no longer doubting yourself in the ways you once did, and you're no longer letting the outside tell you what you know to be true internally. It's like now that you know, now you fully trust. It's like you're surrendering into this trust and you're just taking the path that you feel called to now because you finally have what you were looking for. It was almost like you were looking for this key this whole time. And it was like the key was handed to you. Now you're walking into that door. And now you get to explore who you are with this new information.